So in the last video we spoke about Arsenal and why they failed in the January transfer window. Today we're going to be speaking about all the other teams pretty much in the league and how they did the transfer window. But before we do get into that, I am nearly at 1,000 subscribers since the last video, which done very well. I am now only about 35 subscribers away from 1,000. So if you guys can subscribe, like, share, comment, all of that, it will be brilliant. But yeah, let's get straight into the video. So we're going to be speaking about all the other teams that were involved in the transfer market, not only in the Premier League but other countries in the world as well that had players going out of the Premier League or maybe even coming in. But yeah, we can start off straight away with the team that I think done the best in the transfer window, which is Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa went from a mediocre team to a great team in this transfer window, if you ask me. They bought in Coutinho, which was their marquee signing, the biggest signing. Everyone can agree with that. No one can even deny that. Bringing a player like Coutinho into Aston Villa is a great shout. We have to give big credit to Steven Gerrard. Obviously played with Coutinho, knows how good he is, obviously was a big part of that move. Massive signing for Aston Villa. You know, you saw it in his first game when he came off the bench. You know, he came on in around the 60th minute, scored against United to get them the draw. He changed the game when he came on, and it's as simple as that. I think in his second game, he got like a rebound assist. Doesn't count towards his numbers, but Digne ended up getting the assist, which is another one of Aston Villa's signings, which is another great signing in my opinion. Now, Digne was very close to going to Newcastle. We all know Newcastle have all the money in the world right now to buy whoever they want, whenever they want, and he was very close to going. However, Gerrard came through, got him into Villa from his Merseyside derby when he was a Liverpool team, Everton. Could have phrased that better, but who cares? Digne, great signing. They went from, I think it was Matt Targett, who is now at Newcastle, to Aston Villa, and he has fixed the defence, because people don't really rate Digne for his defending, but he is actually a great defender as well as a great attacker. You know, he is literally the fullback that most Chelsea were looking at him. You know, if Chelsea are looking at him, he must be good, because obviously we know Chelsea's situation with their left back right now. Chilwell is injured. Alonso hasn't been that great since coming in. In fact, they've looked worse since Alonso's come in, which is a shame because I really like Alonso. But yeah, Chelsea were looking at Digne. He did end up going to Aston Villa, however. Got an assist in his second game. Clean sheet against Everton. What a way to start his career at Aston Villa. Against his old team where he spent a number of years, getting an assist and a clean sheet. Everton maybe realising they made a mistake. But for me, the reason why this is a great signing is because now Aston Villa have modernised their fullbacks. And what I mean by that is, you look at the top teams, you look at Liverpool, Trent Robertson, very attacking. Man City, Cancelo, Kyle Walker, very attacking. Even Arsenal, you know, Tierney, Tomiyasu, very attacking. Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, or Diego Dalot, whoever plays for United at the moment, very attacking. All the top teams have attacking fullbacks, and it's one of the most key things in the game. You know, you look at Liverpool, and the player that gets their most assists is Trent. You look at you look at Man City, Cancelo doing wonderful things on the left-hand side. Even Chelsea, you know, Reece James, Alonso, Chilwell, at the start of the season, their top scorers were their fullbacks. It might even still be the case. I haven't seen Lukaku on the score sheet lately. So yeah, it just shows how important fullbacks are in the modern game. And for me, Digne brings that to Aston Villa, and it's a massive signing for them. And just to go back to Coutinho as well, Buendia looks so much better when Coutinho is in the team. You know, Buendia scored the other day for Aston Villa. That was the assist of Digne, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But Buendia just looks so much a better player. You know, he's not having to be playing out of position. He's on that right-hand side. El Ghazi obviously is going to Everton. We'll just move on to Everton since they got a little deal going on with Aston Villa. So El Ghazi went on loan to Aston Villa. On loan to Everton from Aston Villa. A bit of a weird one. I don't see him playing much, if I'm being 100% honest. You know, they've got Andros Townsend there. They got Calvert-Lewin now back from injury. They've got Richarlison obviously back from injury as well. Damari Gray, who is on good form this season. It's going to be very hard for Ghazi to get minutes. You know, I think he would have been more used at Aston Villa. He was being more used at Aston Villa. He started the season quite good. I had him in my FPL, got me a couple points. very good player, but he's going to Everton. I would like to see him shine. I do like El Ghazi. I think he's a great player. Obviously missed out on the AFCON with Egypt, who lost in the finals yesterday to Senegal, winning their first ever AFCON. Mane scoring the winner. But yeah, Everton, El Ghazi, bit of a weird one. However, which signing for Everton is not weird is Dele Alli. Great signing in my opinion. Since obviously we don't speak about him too much, but Sigurdsson, since he got kicked out of Everton, they really lacked in that position, and it's the reason they've been lacking this season. They've been losing. They beat Arsenal, cool, whatever, but they're like, I think it's like 16th on the table or something ridiculous like that. Everton should not be 16th. They got in Frank Lampard as well, obviously. Let's not forget about Frank Lampard coming in as their new manager. I think it was supposed to be someone else who was supposed to be the manager, but he said something controversial, I think, in one of his interviews. So, on deadline day, they brought in Frank Lampard. In my opinion, it's a great move for Lampard, a great move for Everton. I think he'll help them. You look at when he came to Chelsea, he had a dead Chelsea side and he put him into the top four, and Tuchel came in the next season, won them the UCL. So, you got to praise where praise is due, and that's great work from Lampard. So Lampard is another one. You could say it's a signing. It is a managerial signing. It's a great signing for Everton. Dele Alli, like I was speaking about earlier, great signing. I think he'll bring something. He will definitely help out Calvert-Lewin. You remember at Spurs when he was playing behind Kane. Pretty much as like, Kane was in the 9 and Dele Alli was like in a false 9 just behind Kane. You remember those years at Spurs where he done pretty well. I think in one season he got like 18 goals or something like that. He done very well. He's a good player. As much as I hate to say as an Arsenal fan, he has had days. He has had North London derbies where he's absolutely boiled Arsenal. So you got to give credit where credit is due. And Dele Alli is a great player. There's no other way about it. But yeah, we can move on now to Spurs, Dele Alli's old club. Just quickly talk about them. They bought in Bentancur. I think he will definitely help Tottenham's midfield, because you look at the midfield, Ndombele is gone. Ndombele has left. I think he was on loan. I'm not sure to what team, but Ndombele is gone, so they bought in a replacement straight away in Bentancur. He's going to probably side along with Oliver Skipp or maybe even Harry Winks. I'm not sure. I don't watch too much Spurs. Don't really like Spurs. But I can see Bentancur playing pretty much every game for the remainder of the season. There's 17 games left. I can see him playing. He's going to be needed, especially in front of that back line. Not the best back line in the league. They concede a lot of stupid goals, make a lot of stupid mistakes. Another player that Spurs bought in was Kulusevski. Again, another great player for Juventus. But how good will he be for Spurs? Will he even play? Because you look at the way that Conte shaped Spurs in a 5-back, plays Mora just behind, pretty much Son and Kane as a 2. So where will Kulusevski play? Will he start? Will he come off the bench? What kind of role will he play? Obviously, he's not on a permanent signing. Bentancur is. So, they don't really need to make use of Kulusevski if they don't want to. So, yeah, that's Spurs. United didn't make any signings. I'm going to do a whole different video on them because they are pretty much on par with Arsenal at the moment in terms of where they should be in the table, where they are in the table, and signings. They didn't make any signings. So, yeah, pretty poor from United. Newcastle, another team behind me on the screen. Now, this is the team that I was most excited to speak about because they bought in Kieran Trippier, who we all know, great player, won the league with Atletico. He's done great things. He was even great at Spurs. We can't deny it. The World Cup where we lost to Croatia, he scored the free kick. He was great in that World Cup. Good player. And for Newcastle to get a player of that caliber, he would definitely attract big signings. Big enough signings for Newcastle anyway. And he did attract some signings. You look at the signings that Newcastle made, like I mentioned already, Matt Target coming in for that left back position. So they've already sorted out their right back and left back. They brought in Dan Burn from Brighton on deadline day. He's going to pop in at centre back. So that's already 3 out of the 4 defenders. I forgot to even mention Aston Villa. They brought in Callum Chambers. The reason I didn't mention that is because I mentioned it in my last video when we talked about Arsenal. Aston Villa have got themselves a bargain there. They've got in a consistent player. A player that can play in a DM, a centre-back and a right-back. Versatile, consistent, more could you ask for. But going back to Newcastle, like I was saying, they signed a right-back, they signed a left-back, they signed a centre-back that can play left-back in Dan Burn. So if anything happened to Matt Target, God forbid, Dan Burn can definitely go in there. They were linked to Diego Carlos as well. of the La Liga, the Brazilian centre back, very very good centre back. They were linked to him. They didn't quite get that over the line, which is why I think in the end they went with Dan Burn. But still a good signing. Dan Burn is not, he's very tall, but he's not rigid at all. He's a good centre back. He can definitely be one of the players that help keep Newcastle up come the end of the season. And I think Newcastle will stay up because another one of the players that will help them towards that is a new signing, Bruno Guimaraes. Brilliant signing. He should not be playing in a relegation side team. He should be playing in either the Europa League, in a top team, or in the Champions League. He came from Lyon. What a signing that is from Newcastle. He is going to be, I can already tell he's going to be good. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He can defend, he can attack, and he's going to slot in that midfield with Jonjo Shelvey and whoever else it may be, Joe Willock. And then up front, Joe Linton is obviously playing centre mid at the moment for Newcastle. I feel like I'm missing a player from Newcastle in the midfield. But we'll move on. St. Maxim up front, obviously. Wilson is looking, the team shaping up, and I think this will be the kind of team needed to beat the Burnleys. And they made, that's another Chris Wood. They weakened Burnley. You forget about that one because it's just not a signing they needed. They weakened their relegation rivals, and they bought Chris Wood for a lot of money, 25 million. But he is a striker that scores more than 10 goals a season. He'll guarantee goals if he does score them. Obviously, will he play over Callum Wilson or St. Maxim? That is for the Newcastle manager to decide. But he brings goals. But they did overpay for him at the end of the day. Whether or not it's just a move to weaken Burnley, we'll find out come the end of the season. 17 games left. If he doesn't play at least 11 of them, then we know why Newcastle signed him. But yeah, I don't think I'm missing anyone else from Newcastle. They were looking at a goalkeeper. They were looking at Leno, obviously. But I don't think that's their priority right now. Dubravka's doing alright. He's not the worst keeper in the world. And now he's got a solidified defence in front of him. Maybe he'll have less work to do. Who's another team in the league we can go to? There's not many other teams, actually, that made many signings. I look at Wolves. I don't remember Wolves making any signings. They obviously lost Adama Traore to Barcelona. Another player that Barcelona gained as well is Aubameyang from Arsenal. It did happen in the end. And obviously Ferran Torres, who you can see in my background. Man City didn't really weaken them. In fact, they gained 60 million from him. And we all know Pep is going to use that 60 million. Just bring in another beast player. They've got Alvarez coming in the summer. Obviously, they signed him. He's going to finish off his season at the club he's currently at, which is River Plate, and then come in the summer. And no doubt about it, he's going to tear it up under Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola is going to make him a great striker. And obviously, he's like Gabriel Jesus. He's like every other attacker Man City have. He could play in the 9. He could play on the left. He could play on the right. He's a forward, man. He could play anywhere up front. So, at the end of the day, do City still not have an out-and-out number 9? No. Do they need one? No. Pep has changed the way football works. They won the league last season, obviously, without a striker. So what makes you think they can't do it again? What makes you think Pep can't do it again? The best manager in the league by far. I don't think there's many other teams to talk about. Obviously, Chelsea didn't sign anyone. So there's not really anyone else to talk about. I don't want to speak about teams I know, the Leeds and whatnot. I don't even know who they signed. I don't keep up with these kind of teams, obviously. If I see it, I see it. But I don't recall them signing anyone. Anyone that will make me jump out of my seat. Because if they did, then I would have remembered. But other than that, not too many other teams made signings. So let me know what you guys think about this channel. Tell me if I've missed anything in the comments below. Obviously I'm nearly at 1,000 subscribers, so help me get there. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you guys think about the January transfer window. Who do you guys think your team should sign in the summer? Or what players other teams should sign in the summer? Let me know down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.